Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I appreciate you guys that are watching my little videos here on how to paint. So let's get right on to it. This is a 16 by 20 canvas, and today I'll be doing a sunset seascape, and I'll have the sun here somewhere, a dark cloud going right in front of it, and some nice little sunset colors, and some little beach here. But let's get on with it. First thing what I'm going to do is cover up the top portion of this with some white paint, and I'll be right back. Alright, I got my white paint up here. Now I just got me some yellow paint, and decide where this is going to be. And I think right about in here, and just drop in the yellow. Maybe you can come back with some yellow ochre right on the sides here. See, that white paint, it helps us to blend, in my opinion. It helps us, to blend where you don't have to work yourself to death. Something like that. Red right here. Nice little red cloud. Just some very nice sunset colors is what I'm working with here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the camera, and I'm going to keep working with this. Just use some sunset colors. And then I'll be right back. Before I continue on, I'd like to point out one thing. When you're doing your seascapes and you got your sun in, if you're going to have a blue sky up here at the top, you need a barrier of some kind. They put some red in, because right in between the blue and the yellow, because blue and yellow makes green. If that yellow touches the blue, you're going to have a green sky. You cannot avoid it. It's going to happen. So have a little barrier, like a red strip of paint or whatever color, other than blue, all right, or black, all right. So red, yellow ochre, crimson, something like this that will blend into the yellow. If it touches it, then you'll be fine. But again, and one more thing is that when you're putting your sun in, you want to put the halo in first, okay, and then put the sun in. Now when you're putting the halo in, you put some white paint and take a brush, and you're brushing it out. Clean your brush off, dip it back in your white paint, and then come back and keep doing it. It needs to be a clean brush every time, because eventually the paint might get, your brush might get a little dirty, and you go back in your white paint. Now your white paint on your palette is going to be dirty. So try to keep it as pure white as you can, and just keep going around and around and get that nice little halo, and then come back and put your sun in. So just little tips, okay? You got to have a blue sky up here at the top of your sunset. Have a barrier between that and your yellow. When you're doing your halo, make sure it's clean brush, clean white paint every time, and then put your sun in. All right? Well, do that. I'm putting a nice little dark cloud in here, and all it is a purple color. If you don't have purple, mix alizarin crimson up with Prussian blue. A lot more crimson than blue. You'll just have to try that back and forth, trial and error until you get it just right. All right, and then put a little white paint in there, because you won't know what you got until you put that white paint, because all it's going to do is look dark on your palette. And you come back in here and just make some clouds. You might not want this in your painting. By all means, don't put it in. And I wanted that to come right over, right in front of that cloud, right in front of the sun, rather. Something like that. like that. I'm gonna give me just a touch of white paint. Put it right here just to soften that up a little. And then you just put your clouds wherever you want them to go, as long as they look cloudy. You know, clouds, in my opinion, are the most freest thing in nature, because you know, you go out there in the yard, you take a picture of a cloud, take a picture of a tree or a rock or a bush, and then take a picture and come back 10 minutes later and look at your pictures. You know, the tree is still going to be there, the bush, the rock is all going to be there, but that cloud, it might be gone. It might be a smaller cloud, or it might be a big old huge cloud. You're just free. They go wherever they want to go. So, and that's the way I paint my clouds. They go wherever they want to go. And I want to step back and see what I got. You gotta do the same. Step back from your painting, see what you got before you keep going. Alright, next thing I'm gonna do, guys, is I just got me a little white paint. Actually, I need to wipe it off even a little more. And yeah, this next step, I'm gonna put some white paint right along on the top of these clouds here, maybe some down here, just to highlight some of these clouds. Now, when you're doing this part of the painting, when you get your paint on the brush, you know, wipe it off, because that'll get rid of the excess. You don't want to add too much white paint. You always can add more later, but if you put on too much, you know, then you're going to have to take it off, and it gets aggravating. And I don't like to be aggravated at all. So just come down here and just tap. If you want to, just tap. And you don't have to make a straight line, just a little tapping. Especially right here in front. And just do that just to highlight some of your clouds. Now, you know, your clouds that's above the sun, do the bottom, of course, right? And then the clouds at the bottom of the sun, below the sun, you know, you do the top. Wow, well, that was educational there, wasn't it? So, I'm going to go ahead and highlight some of these clouds, and I'll be right back, guys. Hope you're enjoying this one. Alright, guys, I'm about to put the water in, and what I got right here is just a piece of tape. I got tape going across here because your horizon line needs to be as straight as possible, and I got a little jerk in my hand or whatever. I can't really make a straight line, but see, I know my limitations. What did they say? A good guy knows his limitations, and oh, am I ever limited. Woo! I ain't gonna get it all what I'm limited in, but anyway. So I'm about to put the water in here, okay? I'm gonna use some blue, Prussian blue, and some phthalo green. I'm gonna get it on a brush and just go back and forth. And I believe this time I will not have a beach in here, so all this is gonna be all water. So I just decided that I was gonna have me some land right here, but I think I'm just gonna have this all nothing but water, and have a nice little crashing wave and a rock formation that's crashing against. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get to it, because I need to do this kind of fast. I can't let this paint dry. So when I put it on, so just get your, I'm just going to put some paint on a brush and going like that. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, just to show you what I'm doing, I'm just going to go just like this. See that tape? I covered up that tape. Now when I take that tape off, it's going to be this nice straight line. And I also sprayed it with a little bit of water, because I wanted this paint to go on nice and smooth like it is. Now I'm going to come back here and here with some phthalo green right in here. Some nice good old phthalo green. And I'm, you know, just going back and forth with this phthalo green and the Prussian blue. I'm using Prussian blue because this is sunset. It's going to be in the evening time, of course. Now, if this was a daytime sunset, instead of Prussian blue, I'll be using phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a brighter blue. And then I might come back down here to some more phthalo blue at the very bottom here. Covering all this up. I'm using a good size brush. What size is this? This is a 2.5-inch brush that I'm using, so it makes it a pretty good, quickly done here. And just go all the way up with them. And let's go ahead and let's take this tape off. Let's see what we got. Look at that straight line, see? And that's how it's done, folks. That's how it's done. Throw it out of the way, a little trash. And I'll be right back. Now, before this paint dries, right here's the sun, I'm going to put me a little sparkler. And I'll just put a little white paint, just a little white paint. Actually, dip it back and get some of the excess off. Come right here and just put a little. Little where the sun is hitting the water, and as you get closer down, make this wider. And just like that, it gives it that illusion of distance of going back. Alright, I'm putting my wave in right here, and all you do is get some white paint on a brush and just make a little wave. Now these waves, I'm not the best at making these waves. I just can't. Sometimes they don't look right. I just need more practice. Seascapes is not my thing. Mountains, waterfalls, things like this is what I'm okay at. But these little waves, I still need work at that. So, I think this needs to come down a little bit. Something like that. I got a wave crashing right here. I'm going to put some foam stuff right here and a big old rock formation. But that's it. Just come right in here, put a little foam, something like that. I don't know. Let's see where this is going. All right, I got me a little, what does that say? Something popped up on my camera. But anyway, is it going? Yeah, it's going. I got my little white paint. I mixed me a little yellow in here, and I'm gonna come right up here where this is where, what do you call it, eye of the wave. Come right in here and put in some color. Now it'll mix if it's still wet a little bit. It'll mix with that blue and yellow that you got up under here. And just keep going right up under it and just let it fade out. There you go. You can come back in here, just a touch of blue. Right up in here. Yeah, that looks a little better. You know, my thing I'm painting is that if you're doing something and you're just trying to decide whether it looks good or not, if you're already trying to decide, it probably don't look good. So you need to change something. Don't stand there all day long and think, well, should I paint that or should I add more? Do something because it don't look right. if you're already trying to decide if it does look right. It probably don't. Did that make any sense at all? I don't know. Who knows? Alright. I got that in here. Now, I want to come back in here and start making some little waves. Mix me a little white in here. I want to come out here and give me a little touch of that phthalo green. Come right in here. This is how you can form the wave. And just coming down, making these little wave strokes, marks, whatever you want to call them. And as you get farther out, let the wave kind of flatten itself out. Again, this I'm still learning this myself, so I'm going to come up here and give me some white paint and just touch this again. Now come down here, bring some of that white that you put in there, bring that down. Flatten it out as you go on out. A little bit more white paint right up in here. And down. And this right here needs to be more round, I think. That. Alright, I'm going to step back and take a look and see what I got. Now, this empty spot right here, you're going to come back. I just put a little blue and some of that phthalo green onto my brush here. And then it's going to come over. Then I'm going to come back with some white. I'm going to clean that brush off. See, this brush, it had that blue and phthalo green on it, and I washed it off. Now it's just all white. See, that's what I'm talking about. You need to clean that brush off. Come on down with your wave. That. The next step, I'm going to have to do a little quick because I don't want it to dry. I got me some blue and some phthalo green on my brush. I'm going to come up here and make some foam now. I have this wave crashing. Come up here with some foam, and then I'm going to come back with some white and right up underneath it. And I'll try to do it. Something like that. Remember, I'm going to put some nice rock formations right here that it's crashing against. Just do that. Got me some white paint. I'm going to go right above the foam I just put, and now I'm going to put some white. And this is kind of like, flick it. Give it natural foam appearance, I guess I want to say. How's that? Alright. Alright guys, I'm about to put my rock formation in here. And what I did was double loaded my brush again. If you can see that, I got a dark side and a lighter side. So with the lighter side facing up, of course. And wherever you want this rock formation to go, you just put it in. Go back in my dark, in my light. Go back in my dark. And just keep going back and forth. And something like that. Alright, I'm going to come right in here and just start playing around with some water. Little splashy areas. Just all you do is just push up on your brush. And that'll give you nice little splash areas with some splashes in your water. Maybe a little wave right here or something. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this here, and I'll be right back. Alright, I got all my waves action going there where I like it. I'm going to come up here and just put in a few little birds. And birds are, just make little V shapes, I guess. Best way to describe them. Something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and call this one done, guys. I think I like it the way it is. I might come back up here and put like some more little waves or something like this, but other than that, you can pick out these paintings all day long and you'll just get carried away with it and you just ruin everything that what you did. So you got to get to a point where enough is enough, okay? So and I think I'm at that point. I hope you like this one, guys, and come back and see me, and until next time, you guys take care of yourselves.